morning, everybody. This is Carrie and Jared from Tone Wars. The show's about to begin, but before we get started, we just wanted to wish you a happy, healthy, and safe holiday season, a very Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year.
We really appreciate all the support that you guys have shown us over the last couple of years, and the channel is growing really quick, and we really look forward to hanging out with you guys twice a week now.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. It really is the highlight of our week. And like I always say, every day's a gift, and we really appreciate the fact that you spent part of yours with us.
And with that, we want to cheers to you. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from Tone Wars. Now go get your drinks. The show's about to begin.
Welcome to Tone Wars. Hey!
Caught ya!
Caught me! Oh my god, what's going on, guys? What's happening? Thanks so much for joining us tonight. I got Carrie with me tonight, so bonus.
Hey, everybody!
Yeah, so she's going to be switching the amps and monitoring comments and stuff like that. So we're gonna. I really appreciate you being here.
Yeah,
this is kind of a big
my
deal.
Pleasure.
And big shout out to Motor City Guitar. Thank you so much. Marty called me today. He's like, "Hey man, the Badlander just got into the store."
And then Jared called me and he's like, "Hey, I'm getting the Badlander. You gotta be there tonight."
Yeah, so I was like, "We just got to do this." So it's all kind of last minute. I wasn't planning on doing all the stuff that we're going to do tonight, but I mean, in a situation like this, when you got a hot new ticket, kind of amp that's out. You want to jump on it, so so it's a little loosey-goosey tonight, but I did have a chance to dial it in and sound check it and make sure it's volume matched for the most part with all the other amps that I got here.
Yeah.
And tonight is the first run of the Gauntlet.
Woo!
So it's like a nice little test run of that tonight, so we're gonna try to keep that simple as well. And we'll have a little clip that explains what that's all about when we're ready to do that, but yeah, so exciting stuff tonight. It's kind of a maiden voyage for some pretty cool content for you guys,
Yep.
So that was the Badlander in a mix, and it wasn't double tracked, it was just single tracked, and that was the third take.
Yeah, when I got here, he's like, "Okay, what do you think of this one?"
I'm like, it is what it is. There's a couple little flubs in there, but I'm like, we don't have time to do anything else with it, so.
That's awesome. Well,
Yeah.
do you say hello to people
Yes.
on Wednesday nights?
Oh yeah.
You want to do
yeah,
that?
for sure. Yeah.
All right, we got JJ's House of Jams. He
What's
was
up?
here at 8 o'clock on the nose.
Oh man.
And first one.
Yeah. What's
We've
happening?
got Gunnerman 54. Hey there.
What's going on, man?
Jason Taylor is here.
Hey.
Return
What's up?
Dakota. He says,
What's
I
up?
pre-ordered one of these, so I'm hoping I like what I hear from the other videos. His amp seems killer.
Yeah. We'll
Yeah.
talk about that. I had the same concerns, so I want to go over that real quick too.
Yeah, Sean Casey.
What's up, Sean?
Steve Evenchek.
What's
He
up,
says
Steve?
hopefully you can mention the differences between that and the Roadster.
Well, not only that, but when we do the Gauntlet, if you so choose to participate in that,
Yeah.
you will hear the differences.
Yeah. Mule Blues is here. He wants to know if there'll be tacos.
Actually, we're having keto pizza afterwards.
Some
but
cauliflower pizza.
Yeah, we're going to have cauliflower crust pizza afterwards, so close.
The Chicago Todd is in
What's
the
up, Todd?
house. Yeah, and then we have Xavier.
Hey, what's happening?
And Daryl McMillan.
Oh, it looks like we
Jay is in the house from
31.
Warmcoin.
got... All right.
And everybody's like, oh, Carrie's here.
Mhm. What's she doing there?
Yeah, James Neller.
It's boys' night out. What are you doing here?
The boy invited me.
Yeah, I did. I was that guy. I invited her. She was bored. Well, it's always good. It's always better when you're here. So I'm happy
thanks.
for that. Yeah. Yeah, and I can't wait to try out the whole Gauntlet. Again, tonight is a maiden voyage, well, for the Badlander and for the Gauntlet. So
we have
we're going
a
to...
new segment called
Yeah.
The Gauntlet, yeah.
So we're going to kind of, work our way into that and improve it and make it better. I wasn't planning on doing the Gauntlet tonight. I was going to just start it next week. So, but I figured with the Badlander here, I know everyone's going to ask me
I
to
want you to compare it.
So
for sure.
I had to do a quick, adjustment to make that happen for you guys. So I hope you're patient with us.
Steve Evenchek wants to know, is it a 50 or... Oh, no, I'm sorry.
It's
He
the
was
100.
talking to Return Dakota.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's the 100 water. We got 31 people here. This is awesome. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us. I could play that clip later too for you guys to hear it again as the room builds up. I'll play it again for you guys because I've been working on some solos lately and I haven't been practicing these songs at all.
He was doing mashups earlier.
Yeah.
He was putting two songs together.
I was putting one of the solos I'm writing right now over top of one that I've already written, and I'm like, wait, I'm not supposed to be playing that right now.
It's not working out.
Yeah. She's like, what was that? I'm like, it's a medley. Apparently. Yeah, so
they
tonight...
They call them mashups these days.
Oh, I see. They're called mashups.
Yeah.
Well, all right. So here is the amp right here. We had to kind of, because we're, doing two of us. So
stuff.
Yeah. So I have it in crush mode right now.
Looks like a Jeep to me.
Yeah,
it's got the diamond plate and the grill.
Yeah, it's cool, man. So I got the presence at noon. I got the bass cranked because in this amplifier, all the bass is usable. It's a lot less flubby than the original dual Rex, so it's not as flubby. And so I do have the bass cranked because you can, just like the Rev, it's all usable. And I have the mids just under noon and the treble just over noon. And the gain is around 3 o'clock. This is not your typical super high gain amp. There's more gain in this than there is in the what did I have on here? Gosh, I can't. What was the amp I had on here a couple weeks ago? The other Mesa, Triple Crown. There's more gain than the Triple Crown, but it's not like an EVH with gain. It doesn't have a ton, but it does have enough. It's got a good amount of gain, and it's a different kind of aggression. It's not as hairy as some of the amps out there. It's a lot tighter and cleaner. And it's very sculpted.
Shaved its chest.
Yeah, it's exactly. It's got bodybuilder shaving, stuff going on. So it's aggressive, but it's not a hairy kind of aggressive. It's very streamlined and straightforward, and it's like they nip-tucked the amp. They cut all the fat off of it and made it almost pretty much mix-ready, So let me just shut up. I'll play a couple riffs on it.
Turn down.
So make sure we're on. Is it on number 5?
It is.
Okay, so we're on that on the switcher right now through the Mesa the Mesa 212. The mics I'm using are the Royer R10 and the SM57. So that's what you got. Let me mute the mic and play a couple riffs. All right, so I'll turn that on for safety. That's pretty much it with some riffs, and yeah, it's pretty tight again compared to some of the other amps. I do have an overdrive on, and I've seen. Here's the thing. Okay, I think it was Steve that was saying earlier that it was somebody saying that they ordered one. Yeah.
Let me go look.
Yeah. Sorry.
That's okay. No. Return Dakota.
Yes, Return Dakota said that he ordered one. So here's the thing. I saw a lot of videos about it. I saw Ola's, I saw Fluff's, and yeah.
By the way, do you have Fluff upstairs?
I do. Yeah. I saw his, and I saw some other channels that reviewed it, and it was a mixed bag. Like, some of them it sounded pretty good, and some of them I was like, oh my god, it sounds terrible.
Do you think it was just the way they had it tweaked?
It's probably the way they had it dialed in, the way they had it mic'd, this and that. No offense, I watched Fluff's channel, and I think that he's got a lot of great demos, but I did not like how it sounded on his channel. And again, all due respect to him, I totally understand everybody has different tastes, but I would decide not to buy the amp based on what I heard on that channel. On Ola's, I thought it sounded much better, but I was still like, where's the aggression? It was still a little bit like, the first time I heard it, I was like, yeah, it sounds pretty good. I totally dig it. And then I was like, after that, I started hearing like a lack of aggression in it. And I'm like, man, I don't know. And some of the guys were like, it doesn't need an overdrive. I'm just telling you right now, it needs a freaking overdrive. All right? And that's not a bad thing. I love amps that need an overdrive because it allows me to sculpt the tone and make it how I want it. Let me play it without the overdrive, okay? Overdrive is off, okay? So I will play a riff, and then I will kick it on. You'll see, because I'll reach over. You can't see my pedal board, but you'll see me reach over and turn it on. Yeah, so here we go without the overdrive. Excuse my sloppy playing there. Sheesh. But yeah, it needs an overdrive. Now remember, mics add gain, so what you're hearing is a mic'd up version. In the room, it's more apparent that it needs it. And again, it's not a derogatory statement. It's okay that it needs one for what I do. I'm perfectly fine with that. I have never plugged into an amplifier that needed an overdrive and was like, oh man, I got to turn my overdrive pedal on.
You use it.
I use it. It's always on. Yeah. So it's like, I don't mind, it's a good thing.
Too Ballistic says, just joined. Cheers for bringing this demo so soon.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. Thanks for being here.
Steve Shaheen is here with us.
Hey, what's up, man?
He says it sounds tight, and he wants to know how it is compared to the Roadster.
It's coming up. It's coming up on the segment called the Gauntlet. So we will be doing some. We'll compare it to whatever you want in the segment called the Gauntlet. Yeah, so it'll be fun.
And hi, Christopher. Christopher joined us too.
Hey, what's up, man? Good to see you.
Scott Fulmer says, Carrie, I can't see your shoes. Right?
I know. It's one of them nights.
Here we go.
There they are.
Pretty sweet, huh?
Good thing you're not barefoot tonight.
I've never once. I did it
Once.
barefoot. I forgot my shoes.
Yeah, exactly. That was funny. So let me do this. So that is crush mode. So I'm going to go between crunch and crush mode now. Okay? With the overdrive off. Okay? And we'll talk about that real quick. And then I'll do the same thing with it on. So we're going to start with crunch and then go to crush. Okay, so there's a little bit of difference between them. The crush mode has a little more balls, you know what I mean? It's like it's got a little more oomph to it and a little more aggression. It's not a huge difference. It's almost like, so it's got two channels on it, so you can use channel, and they're both identical channels. So you can go clean, crunch, or crush on both channels, okay? And so you can use like crunch for a rhythm and then crush for a lead, you know. Or if I was doing it, I would use channel 1 for clean, and then I would just go to crush for rhythms and leads, because it's not a huge difference between them, but it's noticeable. Right. Okay. And so now let's do the two with the overdrive on. So we're going to start with crunch. I'm going to click the overdrive on, and then we'll switch between them. So when you see me switch back there, I'm switching to crush. Okay, so there's, again, even with the overdrive on, there's still a noticeable difference between them, but I think they both work, and the gain is at it's like 4 o'clock, okay? And before anybody starts gain shaming me, 4 o'clock, you know, it really is like, the gain at 4 o'clock on this amp is like 10 or 11 o'clock on the EVH Stealth at red channel. It really is. So it's not about where it's at, it's about how much you're getting at where it's at, you know, and I'm getting just enough to do what I do.
How much you're getting at
where it's at. Exactly. So that's what it is.
Jason Lewis said he was able to play a diesel PAL a while back, and the Badlander reminds me of that. Very versatile, but stops just short of great high gain amp and needs a good OD to push it over the edge. Yeah, you need the overdrive. Don't listen to the people. Okay, I'm a metal player. Obviously, you saw the intro. I'm a metal player, so don't listen to people who say, oh, finally Mesa makes an amp that doesn't need an overdrive. No, they didn't. It needs an overdrive. But again, that's not a bad thing. I want an amp that I can slam with an overdrive. Because here's the thing. I've talked to amp builders before. I said, you know, why? I said, just for me and for the audience, why is it that you guys make amps that need an overdrive pedals? So they said, because we can't make that decision for our customers. Mm-hmm. As soon as we tighten up the amp the way we think it sounds, we lose 75% of our audience. 75% of the people are not going to buy it because they're going to be like, that's not tight enough for me, or aggressive enough for me, or when I do slam it with an overdrive because I still want more push, now it's choked and too thin. So they're like, I can't buy your amp now. So that's why. It's a bad thing to get an amp that supposedly doesn't need an overdrive pedal. I'm so sick of people saying that. It doesn't need it. Well, maybe, here's the thing.
if you don't need an overdrive pedal, you're either not playing riffs that require one, okay,
It's
or
philosophical.
yeah, that require one, or you're just inexperienced enough to the point where you haven't arrived at that point yet in your musical journey where it's like, I need an overdrive pedal. You know, I don't mean that as an offensive thing. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. It is what it is. You know, it really is. You know, I was once that guy a long time ago. Like, it shouldn't need an overdrive pedal, and I'm like, I'm glad it needs one.
What kind of pick are you using? Swan Nation 45 wants to know. This
is a gravity pick, Sunrise Big Mini, and it's got the little holes in it, and it's a 3.
He asked if you're using regular Jazz 3 picks.
It's about the size of a Jazz 3. It's a little bigger, but it's a 3mm too. It's pretty thick, you know. So I'm beating the piss out of my strings with it.
Helix Cabana Boy says, "Hi, I don't need an overdrive." Hey man, how are you?
Good for you. Virtue signaler. Yeah.
Jay said it sounds nice and tight, but it needs a depth knob.
Yeah, it could use a little more, but in the room, I honestly, it's got some good bottom end in the room. The thing is it's got very usable low end. I mean, I do have the bass cranked, but because I can. So let me do this. Let me take the bass down to 9 o'clock. So I'm going to go 9 o'clock, noon, 3 o'clock, and then all the way up on the bass. Okay, so let me mute the mic, and here we go. Okay, so I don't know if you notice that out there as much as we do in here. I could tell my in-ears, it was thinner, and then it kind of got fuller as I turned it up. But in the room, you're feeling it more. Every time I turn the knob up, you could kind of feel the rumble. Yeah, you could feel it coming up a little bit. So
Aaron Short Music said, "Hi guys, if it had MIDI, I may have been in the market for one myself."
Hey, what's up, Aaron? Yeah, it does not have MIDI, which I found was kind of interesting. So it all depends on what you're looking for. I do like the fact that it's got 2 of the same channels, but they both do 3 different versions of themselves. So you got clean, crunch, and crush, which is really cool. So yeah, I think it works really well. I was concerned because again, when I saw the videos, I was like, and then I watched this guy's video, I'd be like, oh, well, then I was back to, I don't know. You know, so it was like,
no, you just gotta do your own.
So in the room, exactly. So in the room, though, it was good. Like, it's great in the room. And you'll hear this when we get into the Gauntlet. You'll hear the difference of what this amp offers. It's more forward. It's less hairy. It's more like just like
lipoed.
Yeah, it's lipos. Yeah, it's like they lipoed the amp. They sucked some of the fat out. It made it tighter and more precise. So it does have a more modern kind of sound. It's a little more forward than some of the amps too. So it's almost what I would call mix ready. So you could record this amp right now, and as an engineer, you're not going, okay, I got to do my high-low pass filter, I got to do my 4K pin drop, thingy. You could almost leave it the way it is, because like she said, that was a good analogy. They lipoed all the crap out of the amp, and they just kind of made it so, again, it reminds me of the Triple Crown, but angrier. It's like the Triple Crown if you made it snort a line of Coke and gave it a shot of whiskey. It's like, there it is. You know what I mean? It's pissed off, and it's definitely more pissed off than the Triple Crown. It's got more gain.
Helix Cabana Boy says, "How many snaps?"
How many snaps?
How many snaps?
3 snaps and a slap.
No twist. It's a slap.
Yeah.
Steve Evenchek says it should have been at least a 3 channel. It should have been at least a 3-channel.
Well, yeah, I think they're probably going for a price point, and you know the thing is the price point's really good on this. I mean, you know, you guys got to keep in mind too. Like Mesa's still a boutique company. They're not some big factory that's like sending their amps to China and having them built. They're built in California, and they're still a boutique company. So you get a legit boutique amp for around $2,000, and it really is good. It's a great amp. I mean, if you're a big dual rec fan, and you wanted something that's a little less fizzy, and it's a little more tame on the bottom end, this is really the amp that you should get. I really suggest it if that's what you're after. I mean, it really does fit the bill, and I like the fact that it's 2 identical channels, and you can tweak, you can tweak them the way you want them, but because they have their separate, they have their own separate EQ on each channel, their own master volume, and their own settings between clean, crunch, and crush. So I think that's really cool. I love, like, if the Engl Savage over there, if channel 2 was exactly the same as channel 4, oh my god. I mean, channel 2 works really well, but 2 channel 4s would be amazing. So that's kind of what Mesa did with this, is they gave you 2 of the same channel that you can tweak any way you want. They're very independent of each other, EQ wise and setting wise. So that's really cool. I do like that a lot. You know, I'm gonna drop my pick a lot tonight. Yeah,
Some sticky.
Yeah, I have some over there. But yeah, it's great though. I was very pleased that when I dialed it in, the gain's up again a little higher than I expected. But because everybody kept talking about, oh, it's got so much gain and so much rage and blah blah blah, and I was like, man, I'm not hearing that in the mixes that I'm listening to it on YouTube, but I know that YouTube compresses. Everybody's got different pickups and settings and miking and all that stuff. So, but here's the thing though, it has enough. It has enough gain for pretty much anybody, what you would want to do. You're just going to have to turn it up a little higher than you expected to. That's all. Not a big deal. You know, I mean, most of the Mesa amps that I have, the gain is, well, where's it at here? It's at 3 o'clock. On my JP, it's at 3 o'clock. On here, it's at 4 o'clock, but it's a cleaner gain. It's not as hairy, so it's a different kind of aggression. So let me do this. All right, so let's go gain at 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and cranked with the overdrive on. Okay, here we go. Okay, so that last bit of riffs that I played was with the gain all the way up, and it's still very clear. There's not all this messy, sloppy kind of stuff on there, like I heard in Fluff's video, which is kind of weird, you know. But it's very clean and articulate still. So you could crank the gain on this no problem and still have plenty of clarity. And
so Steve Shaheen commented on Fluff a little bit earlier. He said Fluff dials in a lot of doom metal sounds, not all that aggressive compared to modern metal tones.
Yeah, he does. And again, with all due respect to him, his channel's way bigger than mine, so he's obviously doing something right. I just didn't really care for the tone that he dialed in. I was kind of like, it was kind of weird. But Ola's was better for my taste, in my opinion, for whatever that's worth. But it still was like, man, I just wish it had a little more. And so, like I said, when I dialed it in here, I was like, I think I found the little more, you know. So I like what it's doing for me in the room and with it mic'd up and stuff. I think it's doing really well. It's a cool looking amp. What else was I going to say about it? I had something else I was going to say.
Jay says it slightly reminds him of his Rev Purple channel, not quite, but reminiscent of it.
Oh yeah, it's the same concept, but it's Mesa's version of it. Yeah, it kind of reminds me a little bit of the Rev in the fact that it's not like you could turn the gain or the gain all the way up and the bass all the way up and still have a good sound. You know, it's all usable.
Yeah.
Whereas with some amps, they have so much overhead on certain things, you almost feel weird. Like, why do I have my bass at like 8 o'clock? Like, if I turn it up any higher than that, it's so low end. It's just way too much low end. Yeah, it's overpowering. It's weird. It's almost like, why did they do that? Or with this amp, there's none of that. Like you said, it was lipoed. Oh, what I was going to say is if this dual rec Roadster and the Mark V or the JP Mark IIc Plus had a kid, that's what this would be. Honestly, it would be the Badlander. It's like an amalgamation of both of them. It's got a little bit of both in it. And as far as the DA or the what do you call that? DNA. The DNA goes.
Gunnerman54 says, which has more gain, the Ceriatone or the Badlander?
The Ceriatone.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Ceriatone has more gain. Yep. Yep. I mean, the Badlander, it's got enough. I mean, you saw the mix. You saw what I did with it, and it definitely, did its thing. But the Ceriatone is at 2 o'clock on the gain knob, and it's got plenty. And it's a different type of gain. It's a little hairier, but I don't mind a little bit of hair on it because in a mix that kind of helps. No. You know what I mean? Not to say that the Badlander doesn't stand out in a mix. I mean, obviously you saw I did 3 takes on the intro song, and it was fine. I mean, it stood out in the mix perfectly. It wasn't double tracked. It was just what it was, and it did just fine. So. No issues there at all, It's just a much more refined type of amplifier is what it is, In fact, I can do a mix with it right now. I think we're good on this. Let me just do a mix real quick. It's just a typical mix that I do, and just see what it sounds like in one of these mixes, okay? 1 second. I got the wrong guitar.
I'm like, what? It sounded good.
Yeah, I just realized that I'm tuned. This is a half step down, so right when I look down, I'm like, oh, purple. No, I need red. Yeah, 1 second. Almost
Don't knock over my wine.
Don't knock over your wine. Mama's gonna be mad as hell. She ain't gonna take no more. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me switch guitars here and do a mix with the red guitar. Sorry about that, guys. Live TV, that's how it goes. Here we go. So there it is in a quick mix. Yeah, it sounds great. Again, like, here's the thing: there's people out there that are like, oh, I want to dual rec so bad, but it's just they're kind of fizzy. The Roadster's the least fizzy of them. I think the Roadster sounds amazing, but that's just the thing with some people. Well, now's your chance to own a Mesa because there's no fizz in this at all. It's very clear. It's just very tapered and, it's just very refined. All the stuff about it. It's just super refined, Great amp.
James Miller says, Ola has a good rhythm sound, but you have a great overall sound.
Oh, well, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Thank you. I love Ola's channel. I think for the most part, he gets really good tones on his channel. We all go after different things, you know what I mean? And then there's other channels I go to and I'm like, whoa, that's, but then again, there's people that probably come here and say the same thing about me. They probably go, that guy sucks,
Too much gain.
Yeah, too much gain.
Too much gain.
Too much gain.
They
They look at the knob. Oh, 3 o'clock. What the hell? Like, hey, man, not everybody can ride the lightning, you know?
Sean Casey says, I have a Tube Miser 36-watt combo. 3 channels sounds awesome.
Ooh, the Tube Meister, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a cool amp. That's
It
really
said
cool
Tube
amp.
Miser. Is it
Oh.
Tube Meister?
It might be Tube Meister if it's the one I'm thinking of. Nice. Yeah. So, let me do this. We got 49 people here. Let me play the intro mix again.
Yeah.
Okay, for everybody. So I'm going to play that again, and I'm going to take a quick little break, and I'll be right back while
Thanks
that's
for
playing.
the super chat, Scott. He says,
Oh.
dig in the amp. Also dig in the JP15 to the left of the screen.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that guitar is gorgeous, man. Thank you very much. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to mute the mic, play the intro mix again, so you guys can hear it in another mix where I do some rhythms and leads. And then we'll be back, and then we'll chat for a little bit more. I'll turn the knobs, kick the tires, and then we'll go into
The Gauntlet.
the Gauntlet mode. All right? So 1 second, guys. Okay, and we're back. Boy, I made it just in time.
Yes, you did.
Just in time.
Super Gigawatt just joined us. He says,
Oh.
what's up, my dude?
What's up, man? How you doing? Good to see you here, man. Yeah. So what do you guys want me to do? Like, what knobs do you want me to turn? What tires do you want me to kick? You know, I mean, I can, I could do it again with the whole overdrive on and off. Whatever you guys want to do. You want to hear it? I
Put
can
it
do.
in the chat. I can read it to him right here.
Yeah, put it in the chat. So here's what I'm going to do. I already did the gain at 9 o'clock, noon, 3 o'clock, and all the way up with the overdrive. So let me do it with it off, so you guys can hear that.
No overdrive.
No overdrive. 9 o'clock, noon, 3 o'clock, all the way up with the gain. Here we go. So those last riffs were with it all the way up. So
there you go.
Yeah. Yep.
Jay wants to know, where do you have the mids?
Everything's pretty much at noon except for the bass. Bass is cranked. Presence is at just under noon. Mids are just under noon, and trebles just over noon. So
Jason Taylor asks, from all the amps you own or have played, what would you choose to be your one do-it-all amp to cover clean, crunch up to insane gain tones? You can only choose one.
which one do you think I would choose?
Which one do I think?
Yep. Engl Savage. Yeah, Engl Savage. I mean, it's you know, that amp right there, it's just, it does everything. It's got a great clean channel. It couldn't be any better. It's an amazing clean channel. Channel 2 at the crunch is perfect for rhythms. Channel 3 has got that quirky, eerie, spooky kind of sexy vibe about it that just sounds amazing. It's very, it's like, you know, like I always say, like if Jack the Ripper played guitar, that's the channel he would use, or a vampire. So good. But channel 4 is just balls out, just complete Armageddon. You know, it's just incredible. So yeah, for sure.
Two Ballistic says, remind us please, what's your cab and mic setup today?
Oh, yes. Okay, so the cab is the Mesa Dual Rack, or I get my cabs and amps mixed up. It's the Mesa 212 with vintage 30s, and it's got a Royer R10 on one side, and it's got a SM57 on the other. So that's, you know, it's a good cab. Good mic setup.
Thanks for the super chat, Christopher. He says, how about some nasty chugs?
How about some nasty chugs?
Nasty chugs.
I'll do some nasty chugs.
Give Christopher some nasty chugs.
I'll be nasty for you. All right, hang on 1 second. Walk nasty for me, baby. All right, 1 second here. Okay, let me get this mix ready for you since you super chatted. I will be happy to oblige you and do something special for you. I think
what you got for him?
Come down.
What you got for Christopher?
What's I got? I haven't played this in a bit. Let me sure got the right guitar. Oh, yeah, I've been writing a lot.
One.
Yeah, I've been writing a lot, so I've been so focused on these two songs. 1 second here. Oh, what overdrive? I'm using the Precision Drive tonight.
Super Gigawatt says, I just jumped on. Are you boosting the amp? And if so, what overdrive are you using and how do you have it dialed in?
Okay, good. No, good question. So I have the Precision Drive, and yes, I always boost. Good question. So the Precision Drive is 2 notches up, and I have the level at 3 o'clock. The tone is dead nut center, and the drive is at like 7 o'clock on it. So just a little bit of dirt, but that's pretty much it. Yep, so let me see if I can make this mix work here. 1 second. Okay, that's the song I'm working on.
Yeah.
The solo. It's almost done. It's done, but
It's
I can't play
not like
it.
anything you have written before.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's weird.
It's a weird one.
It's word for you. Christopher sent you a follow-up super chat.
Oh, thanks, man. Very much
Another
appreciate
one.
that. Yeah, thank you. We work really hard on this channel to give you guys the best content we can. And we appreciate the appreciation of the appreciated. Yeah, so it's awesome. Thank you. Is there anything else people wanted me to do with the amp?
No, they haven't said anything. Jeff Cornell joined us.
Oh, what's up, Jeff? How you doing, buddy? All right, so before we go upstairs and make some pizza, let's go into our next segment, which we will be trying out for the first time tonight.
Yeah.
So let me mute the mic and
excited.
Play the segment for you. 1 second.
Okay, we've heard the amp in some mixes, and we've heard it all by itself. We've turned some knobs and made some tweaks and put it through its paces, and it's survived so far. Now, let's see how it does when it's compared to some really good contenders. Now, this is the part of the show where we turn it over to you guys, the metal mob. So this is how it works. For a super chat of any amount, you get to pick an amp from Jared's amazing and ever-growing amp collection that the contender will compete with. And because of the KHE Amp Switcher, you'll get a direct comparison between them. And if you wish, you also get to pick the mix that you want them to compete in. Then you get to be the judge of which one lives and which one dies. So get your picks ready and let's get started. Welcome to the Gauntlet. All right.
So
we've entered the Gauntlet.
The Gauntlet. This is where we're at now. And whatever amp you guys want me to shoot it out with, we'll be happy to do that for you. I'll play it in mixes. I'll play it. So for each mix that I play, I'll also do it back and forth. And she's going to be the switcher.
I'll switch them for
you.
So
she'll switch them.
And so what we were going to do is we're always going to start out with
the Badlander.
The Badlander. And I'm going to hold the card landscape like this if he's on the Badlander. And then when I switch it to the whatever amp we're comparing it to, I'll turn the card up. Portrait.
So you know. So
working the kinks out.
Yeah, we're working the kinks out, but we figured that would be a good way to signal you guys tonight. So this is Badlander. That is whatever amp that you guys choose.
Now, Jason Taylor sent a super chat.
Oh, thanks, man.
He didn't request anything, but let's give him an opportunity
to
request.
Yeah.
So, Jason... first he said you basically make all the amps sound good. Thanks again for your reviews and advice.
Thank you very much.
What amp do you want to put the Badlander up against? Put it in the chat, and then that'll be our first one.
Exactly. We got the Victory Kraken. We got the Engl Savage. We have the Mesa. See, I'm thinking everyone's going to want to hear it against the Mesa Dual Rec Roadster and the JP Mark IIC Plus. That's what I'm thinking everybody wants to hear because it's like it's in the same family and they want to see how it compares to them. And the KSR and the Ceriatone and the EVH Stealth, which I think also the EVH Stealth is just a great benchmark for a lot of amplifiers. It really is.
Jason said, "Man, this channel just went pro. But you got to put your request in there."
Thank you very much, Jason. Yeah, whatever amp you want us to shoot it out with, we'll be happy to do it for you. We will sing for our supper.
And you don't have to send another super chat, Jason.
Yeah,
just put it in there. So Jason, a super chat, he wants the Badlander versus the Molecular 80s mix. In the 80s mix.
So he wants...
And Gunnerman will get yours after that. Jason, I'm still looking for your...
Time flies. Okay, so... Oh my gosh, time flies is a challenge.
All right, so wait, we're going to do the Badlander and the Molecular is the Ceriatone. So 5 and 1.
5 and 1, yep.
All right, so we're going to start out on 5, the Badlander.
Yeah, so start out on 5 on the Badlander, and I will try to play this song without screwing it up. I screwed it up all 3 times I played it tonight, because I'm working on this other song, and I'm all screwed up now. All right, 1 second here. Okay, so
All right.
there's the difference. Now, you probably heard the effects when we were on the Badlander, but not on the Ceriatone. For some reason, the Helix, I have to make some adjustments. It's the only amp that I have that I got to make some adjustments for regarding the effects loop on the Ceriatone, and I'm still working on that. So the effects turned off on that amp, but so it is what it is at this point. But all the other ones, the effects will switch with it.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is. But so let me do this.
What do you think, Jay? Yeah.
What I'm going to do now is I'm going to play a riff.
Yeah.
And then we'll switch between them again.
Okay.
But we'll start on the Badlander like we did last time.
So
I'll do
Badlander and then the Ceriatone.
exactly. So we'll do that back and forth. There we go. All right, so there it was by itself too. So keep in mind, I did a quick dial-in tonight. I didn't have a ton of time to get all this perfected. Over the next couple days I will, but yeah, it was a good comparison.
Yeah.
Very good comparison.
Jay said, thanks. I preferred the Ceriatone slightly, but both sound great.
Yep.
He said, I like the tightness of the Badlander, but the saturation of the Ceriatone.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that. The Ceriatone, that amp always surprises me. Like, no matter what you put it up against, even if another amp might shine a little better in some areas, the Ceriatone still walks away with his head held high.
Yeah.
It's like, that was a good fight, but I got a couple mine in too, you know what I mean? So I know he'll be hurting tomorrow just like me. So it's I think it's always a matter of opinion, obviously, but it really does hold its own very well. It's just a great all-around amplifier. It really is.
So Jason put in his request. He wants it up against the JP2C. So that would be your Mark II.
That would be the Mark II, yeah, JP Mark II C+. So that's number, what is it, number three? So 5 and 3. What song?
Did you have a song request as well? Well, do you want to wait? It'll take a while.
Yeah, I could do the riffs while we're waiting.
Okay,
let's just do some riffs.
If you have a preferred song you want to hear it in, go ahead and put that in, Jason.
Yep, exactly.
And let's really quick say hi to Anatucci. He is in the room.
Hey, what's going on, buddy? What's happening? Good to see you here.
Gunnerman needs a Ceriatone, he said.
They're great amps, dude. I'm telling you. You would really like it. I think everybody should have one.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to do the old Petrucci riff, the Old Faithful.
So this is going to be the Badlander, and then this is going to be the JP.
Yep, number 5, number 3, right? Here we go.
So we're starting off with the Badlander.
Yep, here we go. All right.
He has a song request in. How about the Sphinx?
I knew he was going to say that.
So we're still doing number 3 and
yes.
number 5.
Yep, number 3 and number 5. Thanks for suggesting the Sphinx.
Super Gigawatt thinks the JP2C kicks the hell out of the Badlander.
Well, it's got... You know what's funny is when you get an amp switcher, what you do is you find out what certain amps have more than others, and you'll switch between them and kind of try to make them sound the same, but they'll still have their own voice. So
they're like identical twins.
Yeah.
no, it's not identical twins. Well, they always have. Oh, never mind. That was a bad.
It's unidentical twins.
Unidentical
It's like
twins.
the boy and girl twins.
Yeah.
You know, brother and sister twins. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to crank the treble just a little bit higher on the Badlander, just to trying to make it fair. And I'm going to take the presence up to almost dead nut center and see, because I noticed that the JP was a little brighter. It's a little more focused too. Like, so here's the thing. I thought the Badlander was really focused, but then I switched to the JP, and that's even more focused.
Yeah.
The JP, it's weird because it's got a huge kind of bottom end to it, but it still has that focus to it. That's really cool. So, yeah, it's really hard to pick a favorite on these. I mean, they really do sound good.
Says the Gauntlet is like OnlyFans for guitar tones. He loves the idea.
Oh, cool! Thanks, man. Yeah, it's great, isn't it? Like I thought this would be a great idea for you guys, you know?
Yeah. All right, so we're finishing up on Jason's. We got Garmin waiting, and then Jay sent another one.
Oh, awesome! Thank you. So I'm going to do the Sphinx with we're going to start with the
start with the
number 5 with that one
with the Badlander, and then jump to the JP Mark.
Exactly. We'll switch between them. All right, here we go. my god, it's like it's hard for me to concentrate on what I'm doing because I'm like
listening.
I'm listening and I'm like, oh, this one has more of this. Oh, this one's got more, and I'm like, focus on what you're doing, dum dum. Just play.
Well, Jason sent another super chat and he said
Thank you.
It sounded great.
Oh, thanks, man. Jason has the JP.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a killer amp, dude. I'm telling you, man. That amp, every time I plug into it, I'm like, oh god. Yeah, we're gonna knock some walls down today. I mean, that's a demolition amp. It's
Jason
amazing.
said definitely more focused on the JP. The Badlanders seem to have muddier mids and the JP more scooped.
Yeah, the JP's definitely got a more scooped, kind of focused, a lot of attack. The Badlander's very, it's got a lot of great frequencies. It's pretty balanced. It really depends on what you want. I could see why a lot of people would buy, well, any one of these amps. That's why I freaking bought them, right? I mean, there's a reason why I bought all these amps. It's because every time when I played through each one of them, I'm like, holy crap. Like, this amp is amazing. Like, it's so cool. And it's nice to have a collection like this. And the switcher is helping me dial them in even better. Like, it's great. It's almost like fighters watching each other's fight, tapes.
Yeah.
And they're like, man, I like how he has that cool,
less
thing.
Talking and more playing. We
Okay.
got some stuff coming up. So,
Okay.
and Jay said he forgot which was which. When I have the card this way, landscape, we're always on the Badlander. And then when I put it up, it's whatever you guys picked to put it up against.
So landscape is Badlander.
Always this way, and then when I put it up, we switch to
whatever
the request.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next one was from, I went too far.
And thank you
Gunnerman.
guys for this.
He wants to hear it against the Ceriatone. Did we do it against the Ceriatone already?
Yes, but we can do it again.
That's the molecular, right?
Yep, we can do it again.
You want to do it again? Because it looks like Jay and Gunnerman did it at the same...
So Badlander versus molecular.
That
80s
was Jay's.
mix.
And then
Ceriatone. Okay,
yeah.
So let's do the Ceriatone again for Gunnerman.
Okay.
And I'll just do how about I do, let's see, what guitar, let's do a different mix.
Yeah.
Let me switch guitars. I'll do more of a rhythm type mix.
Okay.
I'll do Disjointed.
All right.
I'll do that for him. Since he didn't ask for one, I will give him one anyways.
Sound good, Gunnerman?
We are here to please, man.
Yeah.
We want to give everybody what they want. And then I'll play some more riffs for you. The Ceriatone's a great amp. It really is. I think it's a good benchmark amp as well for people to compare things to.
We have someone new in here, Acoustic.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah.
Thanks for
he
being
might
here.
not be new to you, but he's new to me.
Thanks for being here.
He came over from Hot Pole Studios Discord.
Oh, cool, man. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate that. Okay, so let's do...
So we're going back to 1 and 5.
Yes, 1 and 5.
Starting out on the Badlander on 5.
Yes, and we'll do Disjointed.
Okay.
That's a good, beefy, freaking song.
Here you go,
right there.
Gunnerman. This one's for you.
This one's for Mr. Gunnerman. All right, here we go. I love that song. It's such a pounding, just, Yeah, that was good. I could hear some differences in my ears. Yeah, it was cool.
That one?
Yeah, hopefully the YouTube compression doesn't melt them together. I'm surprised no one's picked the Roadster.
You have some more. They're coming.
Oh, okay, they're coming. All right.
They're coming.
thanks guys for doing this. We appreciate it.
So Jay's next choice was Roadster. And he said dealer's choice for the mix.
Well, let me do that one again. That's a good mix for amps, man. That's one of the reasons why I wrote that song is for.
Up next, after this, Steve Evenchek has the KSR versus the Badlander.
I'll be happy to do it. All right, so let's do that mix real quick again, and so this, and I'll do riffs afterwards too.
So we are doing the Roadster, which is number 4.
Number 4.
All right.
So number 5, number 4.
Oh, I gotta pay attention to what.
You know, the more I redo this, the more I'm like, you have to be here.
I don't know how you would do this by yourself.
I wouldn't.
We might have to do this on a Sunday.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Well,
So, all right, so we're going to do Disjointed again.
Yeah.
With this, and I'll do some riffs afterwards, too.
Okay.
So we'll do that. All right, here we go.
Starting out on the Roadster.
No. The
My bad. The Badlander.
The Badlander.
Roadster. Badlander.
Yep, exactly. Here we go. All right, let me tune real quick.
Sure.
Yeah, so the main differences I'm hearing is the Badlander is more focused than the Roadster.
They're similar though, for sure.
They're similar, but the Badlander is definitely more focused. You're going to hear a pretty big difference between them as soon as I play them by themselves.
Jay says, "Man, I'm glad I own the Roadster."
Oh, the Roadster is amazing. It really is. It's a great amp. I think it is a staple in amps. I think it's great. That said, I had to turn the bass way down. So my bass on the Roadster is at 9. It's just under 9 o'clock. Where on the Badlander, it's all the way up. So if that tells you the amount of headroom that's in the bass on these two amplifiers, as far as the difference goes, yeah, that's huge. And I got my mids at just over noon, and my treble just over like it's at 1 o'clock. And I could probably use a hair more presence when I'm comparing these. See, that's what's cool about this is like I'm comparing like the old school version of this, and I'm trying to, you know, like make it, because I'm hearing things in the Badlander that the Mesa, the way I had it set up, the Roadster was missing a little bit, but I think I got these a lot closer now. So now we're going to start on the Badlander.
Badlander.
Roadster. Yep, and we're going to play the Petrucci riff.
Thanks for the compliment, James Miller. He says it's nice to have me here to help keep up with the comments.
It is. She's awesome. Trust me, that's why I give her pizza. Very small price to pay to have somebody this awesome here. So, yeah, so 1 second here, okay? Okay, so there you have it. So yeah, I found that between the two, the Badlander is more focused.
Yeah.
Yeah, where the Roadster has a little more of like a, I don't know, it's just a little wider, I guess. So it just depends on what you're looking for.
Warmcore Jay says the mids are nice and chewy on the Badlander. Aaron Short said switching mid riff is very cool. I like the first one here. The first one was the
Badlander.
The Badlander.
Yep. Yeah, the Badlander, again, like I think that you said it really well. They lipoed it. They sucked all the, it's just got like all the frequencies that I think that maybe engineers would pull out of a mix or out of a guitar track in a mix. They kind of did that for you, and it's just like a no fat amp. It's just a good lean, mean kind of amplifier. It's got a lot of good stuff going for it. I recommend it. I really do. Again, I was not sure whether or not I was going to like it. I really was. Like all the videos I saw, I was like, I don't know. But I like it. I really do. It's a great amplifier.
Joe wants to know, you could set the KHE to switch via MIDI patches, right?
I
thought I had something on me. I thought you were reaching over
you got a spider on you.
Slowly, don't move. Don't freak out.
It's just a tarantula. No big deal.
Not in your house. I know better than that. So again.
Yes, you can switch. You can switch via MIDI with the KHE. That's something I could probably do down the road. But for right now, I mean, would you rather have MIDI or this?
Well, thanks. I almost didn't catch that one.
Have you seen MIDI switches? They're just not that attractive.
Well, thanks. It's fun. I like doing this.
That's what you could say. Well, I'm better looking than a MIDI switch, at least.
Jay says the Badlander is on keto and the Roadster just ate a sub.
Yeah, that's kind of what it is.
I do like subs, though.
Yeah, subs are good. Yeah, and I do have the bass lowered on the Roadster, lower than I normally have it. I just turned it up a little bit, a little more. There, it's it's just such a big fat amp. It's amazing. It really comes down to what you like, you know.
Do you want to... Luke Wilson says, you got to compare it to the Roadster. We just did.
Yeah, we did. How about the Engls? Anybody want the Engl?
Well, Steve wants KSR. So
okay.
Steve Evenchik, KSR versus the Badlander.
Okay, did he have a mix?
He did not say a
All
song.
right.
Steve, you got a favorite song? Let me make sure.
I'll just do like the standard slammer. I always call it standard slammer.
I don't want to waste too much time.
Yeah, let's do the standard slammer.
Jamie is here. He says he's drinking your recommendation, Buffalo Trace.
Ah,
it's good. And
so am I.
speaking of MIDI, we need to talk.
So am I.
Aaron Short, would love to hear your go-to Helix and Kemper patches thrown in with these amps as well in the future.
Oh, you know what? We can do that. That's a great suggestion. Thank you. I can do that.
For you.
Yeah, thank you. I can definitely do that. I'll
Steve
have the Kemper
Evenchik
hooked
said
up.
riffs. He just wants riffs.
Okay, he just wants riffs.
Just
all right.
riffs. If you end up wanting a song, throw the title down there. But I see you just want riffs.
You know what I can do though, just for the hell of it? Let's do a mix, and then I'll do riffs. I'll give you the most for your money.
So again, the Badlander is this way, and then what are we doing? The KSR is going to be this way.
We have 5 and 7.
Yep,
those
5
the
and
numbers?
7.
All right, so here we go.
Starting out on Badlander.
Okay, here we go. All right, so now let's do some stupid riffs. All right, so we'll start on the Badlander.
Badlander, right now.
Here we go. All right, so there you have it. Now keep in mind, the Badlander is 50 or 100 watts. The KSR was 50, so that does matter. But I just say that to be fair.
Aaron Short says, Fight Night is officially back.
Yes, it kind of is, except it's the Gauntlet. And if you ask me, it's even better. This is the best version of Fight Night you'll ever get anywhere on the internet. You know, I mean, this is awesome. Now you can compare any amp that I have on the show against any of these. And I got more amps. I got the Splon coming. So that thing's going to be an awesome Gladiator. So who wants the Engls? Anybody suggested the Engl yet?
Jay just requested the Kraken. But Aaron Short sent a super chat. He said Fight Night is officially back. Thank you, but you didn't request anything.
Request the Engl.
Request the Engl.
Thank you, Aaron. I appreciate that. So Jay wants what? The Kraken.
The Kraken with just riffs.
Okay, just riffs. All right.
Let me read a comment real quick.
Sure.
Gandhi, he says, hell yes, I don't think I'm replacing my Mark V anytime soon, but I want this.
No, it's thank you for commenting and for being here. Yeah, it's
and he sent a super chat down below.
Oh, thank you so much, Gandhi. I really appreciate that. Here's the thing. The Badlander is like if a Dual Rec and a Mark had a kid. You know what I mean? It's like their baby. It's like the best of what they both have to offer. I think it's a great amp. I really do. If you're a Mesa fan, especially, I think you should add this to your collection. Whenever obviously whenever it's convenient for you. But it's something that's worthy of a collection. If you're a Mesa fan, and if you're not a Mesa fan, let's say you're not a Mesa fan because their Dual Recs are kind of fizzy and flubby. If they could just fix that, well, now you have no excuses. Yeah. Like the Badlander is what non-Mesa fans would want. Yeah. And it's EL34s. So, they fixed all the reasons. It's almost like they put this out and said, all right, what excuses are you going to have now? You know what I mean? Right. It's a great amp, and Motor City does have them in stock, and they're hard to come by. So, there's a link below. If you click on that link, you can get yours. You can actually get this one. I'm bringing this back to the store tomorrow. You can get this one. Yeah, it's like an
touched by the hands of Jared.
Touched by the hands of God. I'm kidding. Of nobody. But you can have this one. It's technically an open box, but trust me, I took good care of it. It's pristine condition. And I kind of broke it in for you, right? You can have the one that was broken in on Tone Wars. So, yeah. So.
And if you live out of state, you don't have to pay sales tax, right?
Exactly. No sales tax. And Motor City is a great store. Yeah. If it wasn't for Motor City, I wouldn't be doing this tonight.
For sure. Absolutely.
So I think they should get rewarded with a sale from somebody who's looking for... I'm not trying to be pushy.
And also, talk about the switcher, the KHE.
Oh, yeah. The KHE switcher is allowing us to do this. I'm sitting right in front of the darn thing, but...
it's got an extra person.
There's a corner of it right there. See the corner?
The corner that has no writing on it.
Isn't it beautiful? No, if it wasn't for the KHE switcher, I wouldn't be able to give you guys this content. That's why I bought it, and it's a great piece of gear. It really is. So I'm supposed to do the Badlander against the Kraken?
That's for Jay. And then Aaron, he put his request in there. And then Gandhi, you sent a super chat. So if you want to request a shootout between the Badlander and one of Jared's amps, any of them that you see here,
we'll be happy to do it.
We'll be happy to do it. So put it in there. You guys can also pick the
switch
song.
guitars.
Yep.
Yep, there's songs in the description that you can pick. So let me switch guitars.
Yeah, Yumofo says this quick A/B switching is perfect.
Oh, it's great.
Right?
That's why I bought that.
I'm having a ball doing it.
Yeah, that's why I bought the system. I figured I want to give you guys the best content that we can and earn your subscription and earn your business per se.
Yeah.
And
thank you very much for participating.
Yes.
Both of us before we went live, we were like, what if nobody requests anything? Thank you so much for doing it.
I figured it would be a big hit with people. I would hope that it would anyways, and I'm so glad that you guys are here supporting it. So thank you.
Jay said, Jared said he thought I was a Mesa guy a few months ago. Last time I jammed through his amp. Don't think I can sneak another one through the house with my Ceriatone on the way. Right? Amy might have something to say about that.
Yeah. I'm going to tail for another super chat. I won't say nothing.
Aaron, I see your Sphinx.
Oh, he wants the Sphinx?
All right, so are we doing...
So we're going to do Jay's first because he wanted the
Kraken with riffs.
With riffs, okay.
So we've got the Badlander, and then the Kraken is number 8. Kraken will be when the card is up. Badlander down.
Okay, here we go. So I had to turn up the Kraken a little bit because I was noticing, I'm like, it's too, I got a meter right here, and that was one that I missed when I was doing the dial-in. I turned it down, and I shouldn't have. I should have left it where it was. So
Jay said, the Kraken sounds good, but I prefer the Badlander.
Yeah.
Oh, Sean Casey says, Carrie, you're doing an awesome job of switching amps for Dr. Chuck. Well, thanks.
She is. Best assistant ever.
Steve Evenchik says, the Mesa sounds fuller. That must have been from the other one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, my girlfriend needs in-ears. Which KZs and how much external noise attenuation? Do you know which cables you use? If not necessary, then I won't.
I'll send you the links after the show. I got some links to everything that you need, and I'm telling you, dude, I use them, and it is louder than hell in here right now. It is
super loud.
Yeah.
And I'm super sensitive to the loud noise.
And I'm not bothered by the noise at all. Like, if I took these out mid-play, I'd be like, oh my God, it's probably 90 decibels down here, and the cab's right there. So these things are great, dude. They sound amazing.
Taylor says he loves the new concept of the show. Hope you guys are prepared to have your show extended by a couple extra hours.
Hey, that's fine with us, man. Thank you very much. We did this for you guys, and we were hoping that it would be something that you guys would enjoy. So, this is the first night we're doing the Gauntlet, and I figured it would be. I figured it'd be fun. It's just a fun. It doesn't cost a lot of money. Just a couple bucks, whatever you guys want to give us, and we'll do the switches for you, because in my opinion it's like where else are you going to get this? Like, where else are you going to get this kind of content? You know, where you have all these different amps and you got switchers, and I will have them dialed in better down the road, but I mean, I figured for the first night it's going really well.
Ben Burnett has joined us. Hey Ben. He says, holy shit. He said that the amp switcher is worth its weight in gold.
Dude, it is. Thank you, Ben. It's great to see you. It really is. That amp switcher is freaking amazing. It's awesome. So Aaron wanted to hear the
really quick. Dave Rebell is here. Hi there.
Dave, what's going on?
Mike says, which Splon did you end up purchasing?
Oh, I got what did I get? The Nitro. Yeah, I got the Nitro. Yeah.
Chicago Design says, where can I get an amp switcher like that? The one with fancy leggings.
All it costs you is some pizza and wine.
Right.
You know, pizza and wine, and you know,
some laughs, right?
Yeah, and some laughs. And she just appears out of nowhere. She smells I smell pizza.
I hear laughing and smells the pizza.
And there was a promise of wine, so.
All right, so.
So Aaron wanted the Sphinx.
Aaron wanted the Sphinx, and what? I can't remember.
The Savage.
The Savage.
Yeah.
All right, so Savage is number 6.
The Savage and the Sphinx. All right.
So we're starting out the Badlander, and this will be the Savage.
Yeah,
Badlander.
Well, I'm getting my practice in tonight, man. Sheesh. All right. Oh. Yeah, if there's little like noises and stuff in between on the effects loops, sometimes the effects loops are different. And there'd be a jump in volume here and there, so don't let that jar you. It just happens sometimes on some of these amps.
Hi, Sergi. I see you. Sergi Pupko.
Oh, what's going on, man? What's happening? All right, so Sphinx, right?
Sergey.
Sergey.
Oh, I slaughtered that. Apologize.
That's all right. So 1 second here. had to go with no effects on that one. I got to adjust the effects loop volume on the Savage, because when we switched, I was like, whoa, that's loud. So yeah, that happens sometimes. Just like I said, tonight's the maiden voyage of this segment, and we're working out the kinks, but we're almost there. I just got to make a couple adjustments. Let me turn...
Jay said the Engl destroyed it.
Destroyed.
Yeah.
Let me turn the master up.
Jason actually had a really good idea for this. He said, I need to be like a UFC ring girl and hold up cards with the amp names on them.
Ooh,
so maybe we
you know
could,
what?
we could
I
make
think
some
that would
cards
be...
for next time.
Yeah, that's a good idea, dude. I think that's a great idea. Thank you for that.
He said we'd still probably not pay attention to them, but that's the way it goes.
Oh, thanks, man. Seriously, that's a great idea.
Yeah,
so we'll just write them out. And
for sure, next time.
Thank you.
James Miller says, my favorite music channel by far. You guys are awesome.
Thank you very much. Seriously,
Aaron
we really
Short,
appreciate that.
yes,
We're
would be
hoping
good
that you're
to see
feeling
what
better.
Anyways, yeah, hope you're feeling it. No, that's okay.
Yeah,
One
so let's
out
do
of
some... Let's do some riffs between them.
Do you have an out-of-tune string? That one out-of-tune string is making 45 ears bleed right now.
It's possible. It's possible. Let me see here. That one's a little...
There you go.
Yeah, you're right. I'm a little... Wow.
You got excited and forgot to tune.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Thanks for the heads up. Live TV. Ooh, it's this one.
Woo, F sharp.
Yeah, that was almost a half step out. Thank you.
All right, did we have another request?
Well, let me play some riffs between the two.
Yeah.
So we'll just do some riffs.
Yeah, we don't have any other requests. So if you guys, some of you who just joined us, we're in the Gauntlet experience. For a super chat of any amount, doesn't matter, big or small, you can request the song to be played and which amp out of Jared's collection to put up against the Badlander.
Exactly, and the songs are in the description, the song choices. Yep. Okay, so let me play some riffs, and I'll always do riffs between them. If you just want riffs, I can do that too. So either way is fine. So we're going to do riffs right now between the Badlander and the Engl Savage Mark II, channel 4.
So, we're doing 6 again. Engl Savage 6. So, straight across Badlander, up and down, Savage.
That's right. Yep.
Got it, Aaron?
All right, here we go. Here we go.
I confused myself there at the end. Like, wait, what am I?
Yeah, holy cow, man. So what I heard, I'll tell you what I'm hearing in the room, what I'm feeling in the room. There's definitely some more bottom end on the Engl, and because I can feel it, you know what I mean? And it's a little fuller. It's not as focused. So it really depends. Now, if you're looking for a more focused amp, then probably the Badlander. But if you want something it's got some more width to it and some more low end, then the Engl. I mean, the Engl's $3,000. You know, I mean, it better hold its own, right? I mean, it's a $3,000 4-channel 120 watt amplifier. This is $2,000.
Thanks for the super chats.
Exactly. This is $2,000.
Got
and
a lot
it's
of shoes to buy to catch up to that, by the way.
Listen here. Pizza. Just keep thinking pizza.
Shoes.
But this is $2,000 and it's very affordable, and I think it holds its own, especially for the price that you're paying for it. And here's the thing: there's people that will come down here and they'll pick either one.
Yeah.
You know, depending on what they're looking for. There's guys who'll be like, I love that focused kind of gut punch, and the Engl, they would pick that and go, I love the 4 channels, and I love how big and just wide it sounds. You know, it's just a freaking huge behemoth. You know, so it depends on what you're looking for. You know, it really does.
So Aaron said. He said, can I request the clean channel or will you chase me out of here? And Sean Casey agreed. And Jay said, get out.
Get out. Get out of here.
Yeah,
Get out
now.
let me take a minute to dial it in. I haven't even tested the clean channel at all. So let me take a second to dial it in. So bear with me, guys. This is literally the first time I've ever dialed in the clean channel on this amp. So bear with me, okay? 1 second. Okay,
I was just trying to get her to play a song. I'm like, play this. No, play that.
Doing Stairway? No, honestly, that is a gorgeous clean channel. Holy cow.
It's really, really nice.
All I did, I had the gain cranked, you know, so I just turned the gain down, and everything else is the same. And it is gorgeous.
Aaron, that was a good request.
Good request, dude. You know what? And what I can do for the next time is I'll have clean channels ready on some of these amps.
Yeah, he doesn't have the clean channels dialed in on the other amps.
Yeah, they're just not balanced. So I'll try to balance everything so I can do cleans and crunch channels and lead channels on the amps. Again, tonight's a maiden voyage on this concept, but yeah, I think it was a huge success so far. You know,
so far, yeah. Jay says someone needs to step up and request something. So Ben sent a super chat. He said, I've never been happier for a friend than I am for you, Jared. The channel is crushing it, and you're awesome as well, Carrie.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank you very much, man. Seriously, we appreciate it very much. Thanks
so
for the
Ben,
kind words.
do you have a request? You sent a super chat. Do you want to put the Badlander up against something? We have not done the EVH.
Yeah, dude, what the hell?
Nobody's
It's probably because I'm
requested
sitting in front of it.
Yeah.
No love for the EVH? Like, sheesh.
Is that your request, Ben? Put it in the chat.
Come on, Ben.
I don't want to steal it from you.
Do the EVH. Do it now. Do it. I'm here.
Jay said Jared the Aristocrat is in his glory. Yeah.
Oh, yes. The clean channel is quite nice, actually.
Scott Fulmer wants to know, is it a flanger?
Oh, that was the chorus. Yeah, it was chorus pedal, yep. Yep. Yeah, so what I do with my chorus is I typically slow it down a little bit, so I get it's almost in flange territory. It's got that dark swirl. That's what I like. I don't like the shaky chorus. I like something that's kind of swirly, you know?
Jason Taylor, I'm sorry, Jay from Warm Chord says, Amy says, who wants clean tones? Who wants clean tones?
Who wants clean tones?
Amy, that was pretty.
It's prettyful. No, that was a good suggestion because I will definitely do that down the road. I'll compare clean channels on amps too.
Christopher, he's back. He says, sometimes I forget these amps have clean channels. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so if somebody wants the EVH, let us know. We'll be happy to shoot that out because, man, that thing's sitting here waiting, you know?
Yeah.
That's also a really good benchmark amp.
Ben, he hasn't put his in there. Maybe he tuned out, but Scott Fulmer just sent a super chat and requested the EVH.
All right, here we go. Thank you, Scott, very much. You saved the night, man. Thank you very much. I will be happy to do that. So, you know what I'll do? I should do Catacombs. Mm-hmm. I'll do the Catacombs for Scott. I'll do the Catacombs since I have the guitar for it, and then I'll do some riffs afterwards so we can compare them all by themselves. So where is the Catacombs? Here it is. Let me just do a couple riffs just to get my hands warmed up again, and then we will go to... so we're going to start with the Badlander.
Clean?
No, I fixed it. Okay. So we'll start with the Badlander.
Badlander. there
man.
was a darn good switch in there.
That was darn tootin'.
Darn tootin'.
That was good. It's so hard. I'm like concentrate, I'm just like listening. And...
I know that song like the back of my hand. It sounds better than the other ones. I'm like, okay, here it is.
You picked good spots there. No, that was really cool. Yeah. So this is what I found with the EVH. Let me do it. Let's do one more thing. I'll play the whole Petrucci riff.
Yeah.
And then when I get down to here, we'll switch to the other one. So we'll start on the Badlander and go to the Petrucci riff because I want to explain something after this. Here we go. Okay, so here's what I'm noticing in the room. The reason why I'm explaining some of this stuff is because I know that the YouTube compression kind of covers things up. Okay, so the EVH will have there's more grit. It's grittier, it's more texture, and it's more aggressive than the Badlander. Now, everything I'm saying doesn't mean that one's better than the other. I'm just pointing things out. So depending on what you're looking for, you're going to gravitate towards one or the other. The Badlander has a little more refinement to it. It's not as gritty and aggressive, but it does have enough of that aggression to do its thing. So it depends on what you want. I have the gain at, what do you think that is, about 4 o'clock? A little past 3 o'clock, right?
A little past 3.
Where's the gain on the...
It's at 318.
318.
318 to be exact.
Where's the gain at on the EVH? 11 o'clock?
11, yeah.
So the gain on the EVH is at 11 o'clock, and that's the red channel. Okay, so that's the difference. So you have way more gain on the EVH, so if you want that, fine, go with that. But again, if you want something that's a little more refined, then go with the Badlander. It just depends. And remember, too, the EVH is a 50 watt compared to the 100 watt on the Badlander. So that's where the differences are as well. I just say all those things to point that stuff out to you. You make the decision on what you think is better. But I think they both perform very well. That's why I bought it.
Steven asked, how about switching cabs with the Badlander? Do you have that ready?
Yes, I do. I do have that ready. So this...
We've got the Zilla behind.
Got the Zilla. So the Zilla is number 3.
Okay.
You just want to do 1 and 3.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're gonna start off with the Mesa.
So the Mesa is this way.
Mrs. Mesa, and then this is the Zilla.
All right. Let me mute the mic. Okay, so there's the difference. Wow.
Nice.
Wow. That's That Zilla cab has a lot of balls. Holy crap.
Got a couple new people in. We have Saved by Grace.
Oh, what's up, man? Thanks for being here.
Brad Shimke says, did I miss the 2 snaps and a twist?
You did, sir, but there's plenty of there to watch on the rewatch. You know what I noticed? Here's what I noticed. All right, as soon as we went to the Zilla cab, I noticed that the Badlander had more texture. It did. There's different mics, and there's, it's a different cabs, different. It's got a vintage 30 and a red back, where the Mesa cab has 2 vintage 30s in it. The Mesa cab has a SM57 and a Royer R10 on it, where the Zilla cab has the red back and the vintage 30, but it also has the Audix i5 and the Sennheiser 421 on it. And I just noticed it just had more frequencies, it was fuller, and it had more texture, and I don't know, I thought as soon as we switched to that, I could feel like it was like, So a lot of it depends on your cab too. I still love my Mesa cab, I still think it's amazing, but it depends on the amp, which cab I prefer, but I think for that amp I prefer the Zilla cab. What did you think?
Really?
Yeah.
I was not focusing on how they sound. I was focusing on getting the right number and watching your head bob. But the other night, I liked the Mesa better.
Yeah.
I thought the Zilla
let's do it one more time.
Compressed. And...
Okay, let's do it one more time. We got a little sip of courage here. And
Scott says, thank you for the shootout.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for being here.
Sergey, is that how you say it?
Sergey.
Sergey.
I think.
Sergey or Sergey, one of the two. I'm going to call you Pupco, because I feel like I can pronounce that better. For now on, Pupco.
Yeah.
He said Mesa all the way.
Yeah, he likes the Mesa better? Okay.
Steve Avenchek, Mesa cab. So someone told me that they're more like C90 speakers, that they just called him B30, but they really are not voiced like a 30. And he was voice texting.
Yeah.
Sergey, not the most scientific way apples to apples comparison would be using same mics in the same position. But the Mesa sounded just right. Zilla had all the highs and mids dialed out.
Let's do that again, because I think you got it reversed. No offense, but I think, I feel like the Zilla has all the mids in there, and the Mesa has the mids scooped. So, but let's do it again.
Let's do it again.
So this time, let's explain the card again.
So this way is the Mesa. That's what I'm saying. Mesa.
Yep.
This way is the Zilla. And I'll try to
So
mouth the names to you.
So let's do it again. Okay.
I still like the Mesa. The Zilla has an R. It sounds like R to me. R, 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 R.
Like the Target lady on Saturday Night Live. Turkey, welcome to Turkey.
Yeah. Aaron says he likes the first one. The first one was the Mesa.
Mesa, yeah. I like them both. It really depends on your mood. Like, seriously, I can come down here and like one over the other depending on the day. It's really weird.
Ben says Zilla has way more bite and cut than the Mesa. The channel switching thing is freaking awesome.
Isn't it? It's awesome, dude. I'm so glad I spent the money on that now. It's like, I think it really upped the game for our channel here and for you guys. Like, we want, like, literally, we want to give you guys the best content. And there's nowhere else you can go to get this. So it's like, we really want to just really up our game here and make you guys happy. So
Sergey Popko says maybe it's the way it comes through into the mix. Yes, I'm listening on my phone.
Yeah, it could be that. Yeah, it could be that. Yeah.
Oh, Luke, maybe that's what it is. He says too much honk in the Zilla. Is the honk what I think sounds like an R?
It could be. Yeah, because the Zilla has more mids, and that's where the honk comes from.
Yeah.
And the Mesa is more scooped.
Okay.
You know, it really depends. And to be fair too,
is that
like
how I like my voice too? When you
you like more highs on your voice. Yeah, you like that crystal clear kind of like highs. Yeah. Yep. Mids are great on a guitar because they help it stand out in the mix better. So typically, if you can't hear a guitar, the biggest mistake a lot of people make is they crank the highs.
Yeah.
Like, no, crank the mids. It's a mid-range instrument, so you want to crank the mids. Not crank them, but you want to bring those up, and then it'll sit in the mix better. But too much is a bad thing, too, just like anything else, you know? Except for pizza. No such thing as too much
you
pizza.
never have too much pizza.
Especially with the cauliflower
Speaking
crust.
of pizza.
Yeah.
We're caught up with the comments.
Sweet. Well, hey, guys. Seriously, this couldn't have went better. I'm so glad you were here because, oh my God, this wouldn't have happened without you.
Too.
Yeah, this wouldn't have happened without you.
You'd be pulling your hair out.
Yeah, we're stuck with you now.
You'd have no facial hair.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, no hair. Yeah, it'd be gone. We're stuck with you now, so you got to make it happen on Wednesdays. But well, thank you guys so much. I mean, we really appreciate you celebrating the Gauntlet with us tonight.
Yeah.
I think it went really well. It was fun.
I think so too. It was fun.
And it'll only get better. Like I'll spend more time tweaking these. Again, I was supposed to do this next week, but when Marty called and said the Badlander was in, I'm like, oh my God. So it was all about getting it here and getting it dialed in for tonight. But we really appreciate you guys sharing the evening with us. Seriously, I had a blast.
Yeah, it was great to see names that I normally see on Sundays.
Yeah,
so
it was awesome.
We hope you guys have a great rest of your week.
Yes.
Do you say your little saying on Wednesdays too?
I say it all the time, yeah.
All right.
Well, we know that there's all kinds of places you guys could be hanging out. On any night that we're live, and we're honored and privileged to have you here, and we're so glad that you chose to hang out with us, and we really look forward to this. And we hope it was as fun for you as it was for us. I had a blast. I mean, this was great, and it's only going to get better because this, again, was the test drive, and I think it went really well, and it's only going to get better from here. So thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
Every day's a gift, and thank you so much for spending part of yours with us. We very much appreciate that.
We'll see you Sunday night at 7 o'clock.
That's right, and I'll have some more content for you between now and then. I got the Laney, the Ironheart over there. I'll do some stuff with that and put that up this week as well. God bless you guys. Thank you so much for being here. We very much appreciate it, and we'll see you soon.